the book that I'm reviewing today is The Pretties by Scott Westerfeld.
No, it's not!
It's not.
We're gonna do a review on TFiOS by John Green. The book and the movie. So, if you haven't seen the book and you haven't read the movie, go away. Now,
Go.
and read the book.
Where have you been, by the way?
Right. They've been under a rock or something. Okay, so, I heard of John Green. First of all, you've been living under a rock. This guy is amazing. He's a novelist. He's written Looking for Alaska, Paper Towns, Abundance of Catherines, Will Grayson, and The Fault in Our Stars. Is that all of his books?
Let It Snow.
Let It Snow. He had a short story in Let It Snow. He's amazing. He has a YouTube channel with his brother Hank called The Vlog Brothers. Him and Hank started Nerdfighteria. If you haven't heard of Nerdfighteria, you should look that up because it's really cool because they're nerd fighters. Is that right? I can't do it very well. I don't have strength in my fingers. But yeah. TFiOS.
TFiOS, the movie.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, let's just be clear. If you have not read the book, you should probably leave now because the movie and the book are very similar.
So what did you like about the movie?
What is there not to like about the movie? I just thought it was perfect all around. It was exactly the way the book was supposed to be. It had the whole spirit of it. Ansel and Shailene were wonderful. They were the perfect Augustus and Hazel. I loved everything about the movie. I loved the music. I loved the directing. It's perfect. I love it.
Well, we know where Johanna stands.
She thumbs up.
She loved it. Spectacularly loved it.
I walked out crying, but so happy that I had seen it and just felt very good inside.
I'm glad you felt good inside because I felt like I was dying.
Felt broken.
Very, very broken. It was tragic. But, like Johanna was saying, it really stayed true to the book. What was your favorite part?
The parts that I really wanted to see was the eulogy, which I know is one of your favorites.
Definitely.
But some of the parts that I really loved seeing was when they met Van Houten. I knew he was a jerk in the book. Now, The Fault in Our Stars is one of my favorite books ever. But seeing him and seeing his reaction to them was just horrible. I loved that, and I also loved the egging scene.
I love the egging scene. I love the little speech that Augustus gives to the girl's mom. And Isaac's like, that worked?
That was the worst speech ever. But give me another egg. Let's do this. Oh, and I also that's what I love about these characters. They're so real. They have cancer, but they're still teenagers. And I loved in the egging scenes, especially when he's like, she said, let's do this at night. Like, we have to egg this at night. And Augustus turns to Hazel and says, it's always night for Isaac.
So Isaac says, I am blind, not deaf. I can hear you insulting my disability.
It's the best. What other funny moments were there?
I definitely liked when Augustus and Hazel first talk outside of the literal heart of Jesus. And he's laying the Mac on her. He's like, yeah, let's go watch a movie. And then he puts a cigarette in his mouth and she's like, no, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You were doing so well. And then that happened. And
he's just like, oh man, I ruined the whole thing.
And then he tells her about his metaphor. And she was like, okay, sure.
Another surprising cast was Mike Birbiglia. I loved him. Well, I like seeing his comedy, but seeing him as, the testicular cancer guy. I don't even know his real name.
Oh, that guy. I loved him in the book.
In the book, he was just such a character. I'm like, this guy can't be real. He's just strumming his guitar, talking about his ball cancer in the literal heart of Jesus.
I think somebody needs to teach him what literal means.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Stop misusing that word. Anyway, but just seeing him, it was just so funny. Because he seemed so sincere, like, let's just be here for each other.
I liked that in the movie and in the book. All of the people were so sincere, though.
What was some of the parts that you really wanted to see that were in the movie?
Oh, my. I really wanted to see when they were in Anne Frank house. Because in the book, it played out in my head beautifully, and the movie matched it perfectly. Except when I imagined it, I was kissing Augustus, but what can you do? And I also like the pre-funeral. Isaac is my favorite character by far. And he didn't disappoint. he was amazing. He doesn't want to see a world without Augustus Waters, but then he would take those robot eyes because they can see through ladies' shirts. Maybe. I don't know what the future holds.
Anything is possible.
But I love in the book as well as the movie that even though they are battling cancer and their death is inevitable and it's coming soon, they are normal teenagers. Augustus just wants to get laid. I mean, you can't get more normal than that.
He even draws diagrams
depicting such. These are virgins and these are 18-year-olds with one life.
And somewhere around there is Augustus. Yeah, I loved that. I loved seeing the parents. In the book, she came across as like hovery and a little annoying, but...
See, in the book, I loved her.
Really?
I felt like she just wanted Hazel to live her life. And she was so afraid that Hazel was just dying without living. And
that's true, but I guess when I first read it, I was like, I'm dying of cancer. I really don't want to do anything already that I don't want to do, all that. But I loved seeing her on there. I choked up a lot with the mom, just thinking, from her point of view, having a kid with cancer and trying to give her everything you possibly can, knowing she's suffering, but she can't always give her everything. Talk about this thing, though, because I understand where they're coming from, but when each of them ends up in the hospital, they don't want to see each other, because I guess they don't want the other person seeing them in that state or whatever, but that's, like, so hard on both of them. They're dying, or they want to be there for each other, but the other one doesn't want them in there.
It really is, but seeing someone die of cancer is tough, and especially if it's someone that seems so strong in your life, and they don't want you to see them as weakened. They don't want you to remember them that way. They want you to remember them full of life and full of energy and full of love. Like, that's how they want to be remembered. So seeing someone sick like that, the person that is sick is afraid that that's going to tarnish their image in their eyes, and they don't want to be remembered for being sick. They want to be remembered for being full of life.
Now, this is getting really deep. But isn't that sort of just the vanity, maybe, of anyone? Because to be remembered, you're trying to create this image of how you want to be remembered. But, I mean, at the end, when you're dying, it's just about being there for each other, holding each other's hand, and being there for the person you love. I don't know, it was always sad that they couldn't just be there for each other.
It is really sad, but I understand where they're coming from.
They go through so much together, and then at the end, it's like, I don't know. But that's the book.
Yeah. It will make you cry for sure, but it's not necessarily like a sad cry. Augustus does die in the end, and that's tragic, but you see their love story, and you see their love blossom and grow, and even though there's an end to life too, and living your life like you're dying is something that more people should try, because it's inevitable. I'm going to die, you're going to die, but that makes our time here all the more important.
That's what I love about this movie, because a lot of people try to turn it into just a teenage love story, or try to make it, I guess, downplay it, but it really is about what do you do with the cards that you're dealt. You know you're dying, everyone's dying, and everyone will die at some point, but you're alive right now, so what are you going to do with it? And what people are you going to let into your life, and are you even going to put forth the effort? And it was just cool seeing these kids just being kids. And I love one of my favorite lines in the movie, I don't know if it's in the book, was when Gus tells Hazel he has cancer, and she says, he tells her he's dying, and the tears came up, and the feelings started happening. But she says, no, Gus, I don't think you're dying. I think you just have a touch of cancer. And it was just perfect.
It was beautiful.
The whole movie's just perfect. So go see it. If you haven't already seen it, go read the book. Definitely go read the book if you haven't read it.
Read it.
I'm just happy. I'm sad happy.
It's an emotion that you want to feel. It's sad, but in a way that makes you more aware of the life you're living and the people around you, and just watch the movie, read the book, not necessarily in that order, but just feel it.
Okay?
No, it is not okay. It will never be okay again. John, you ruined my life, but I still love you.
I love to hate you.
I hate to love you. It was feelings. I guess that's all we have to say about TFiOS. It was amazing, spectacular. John, you ruined my life, but I still love you. And you'll see Johanna's video posted hopefully tomorrow, or she will incur my wrath. Punishment. Actually, don't post it tomorrow because I want to think of a great punishment for you.
Yeah, it's not even thought of.
I will think of it tonight. But you'll see her video where she reviews the pretties.
But go ahead and write down below your comments if you have seen the movie. Tell us what you thought, and if you have read the book, tell us what you think. And stay tuned, and we'll have more book reviews coming up soon. Until then,
peace out, Book Scouts. We'll see you later.